it worked.
All
right, guys. It's Sunday night service.
Oh, wow.
The lighting looks weird, though. Something is weird.
It is.
That's odd. All right, if you can see us, then you need to hit your like buttons and you need to hit your heart buttons because we were having some computer problems. And it says we're live. Yeah, okay, we're live. All right, as soon as you guys get on, hit your hello, Haley or Aaron. Hit your like button, hit your heart buttons when you get on, and let us know you're here. All right, we were having some problems. Tammy Breeze, hit your heart button, yes. Girl. Denise, hit your heart button so we know you're here. We are talking flu and cold season tonight. It is Sunday night service
with
Dani Williamson.
And I'm Dr. Motley.
Cheers, cheers. A little Sunday night communion. I missed church today, so.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's good. Isn't that good? Okay, this is Whispering Angel Rosé.
Do you know what?
My friend Leah and Carrie
Whispering
turned
Angel?
me onto this.
Have you ever heard of Loud Devil?
No, but I'm
just kidding. It was a joke. Whispering Angel. Okay.
Goofball.
Yeah.
All right. We are talking flu. All right, you guys, as soon as you get on, hit your buttons, hit your like buttons, and let us know you're here. Tell us where you're from and post your questions, all right? Because we have a lot to talk about tonight. We are in competition still, apparently, with the Titans game that's been going on for 6 hours.
What?
It was like a 3-hour
lightning
strike delay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. I've been watching it all afternoon. All right. Flu and cold season, it is upon us. Next month, right, is when it really starts. So last year we did it a little bit late. This year we're doing it ahead of time because prevention is the key.
Prevention is key, yes.
Prevention is key. And let me see if I can see. Oh, no. Oh, my Lord, these are terrible. I can't buy cheaters. All right, so prevention is key, right? All right, so I can't read with those. Okay, this is terrible. So what we're going to have to do is we have got to work on building our immune system. And we're going to talk about that tonight, all the supplements, all the things that you can do to prevent the flu. We're also going to talk about what can you do if you get the flu. Yes. And, of course, what the government recommends, right? Because we would be bad providers if we didn't share that.
The government.
But remember last year was a deadly flu season. Remember, it was terrible. It was all over the news. It was people, unfortunately people died from it. People were very sick from the flu last year. And they were, of course, were blaming a lot of it on, people didn't get the flu shot. But listen, so there was a study by the CDC, right? And it was 4,500 children and adults in the United States. This was from November of last year, 2017 to February 3rd of 2018. So just right now. They found that last year's flu shot was 36% effective overall. So basically what that means, it reduced the flu by about a third.
Okay.
I really think that is overstepping it. I don't think it was 36% effective, but we also know where that study came from. So also, the vaccine's effectiveness against the most common strain, which is H3N2 of this past season, it was even worse. It was only 25% effective, they said, right? As a rule, the flu vaccine was invented to prevent 50 to 75% of all cases, right? And has been effective in years past, but clearly the past few years it has not. So we don't know yet about this coming up season. Mm-hmm. We have no idea, but anyone can get the flu, right? Have you ever had the flu?
I believe I had it once severely, and this was probably about 6 years ago, 7.
Yeah.
I think so. Have you ever had it?
I think I had it 4 years ago, December, because it was the year I opened my office. Yeah. And I have never once missed work for a sickness. I just don't miss, and I rarely get sick. It was the sickest I've ever been. I laid right there on that couch for 4 days. I mean, I missed 4 days. I was so sick, I couldn't even go to get checked for flu. Yeah. It must have been the flu.
I remember one incident where I literally went to a Walgreens, guys, and I parked in the Walgreens parking lot, and I thought, I feel so bad. And you're natural health care. You think I'm going to take all these things. I didn't even go into the Walgreens. I slept in the Walgreens parking lot for 2 hours, went home, and I stayed. And I had 3 days off. It was a 3-day weekend, and I stayed in bed for 3 days, and I literally didn't move. And
Oh my gosh.
My
Yeah,
aunts, all of them came by and they're like, "Are you all right?" And
yeah.
I think it was.
I mean, I was
yeah.
terrible. I missed like 3 days of my life. Like, don't remember.
You never miss.
I don't miss anything.
No.
I don't miss work. I don't. I've got a really good immune system. Praise God. Anyone can get the flu, right? Anyone can. Young children, pregnant women, and adults over 65, though, they're the most susceptible and they're the most fragile. And they're the ones, those are the ones you worry about anyway with anything,
Yes.
right? The babies, the pregnant women, the young babies, the young kids, I mean, and the people over 65, which I'll be there before we know it. They get higher flu complications, right? Epidemically, though, seasonal influenza leads to 3 to 5 million severe illness cases a year and around 250,000 to 500,000 deaths in the world yearly. Up to 500,000 people die from the flu every year. So it's nothing to mess around with.
No.
You know, do you get the flu shot? I mean,
No.
I have not had the flu vaccine in right at 10 years. When I was at Vanderbilt, they made us have the flu vaccine, get it. And I remember being in the hallway doing rotation, and literally they gave us flu shots in the hall.
Yeah.
And you know, what are you going to do? You're in school.
You have to do rotations. Yeah.
But my kids have not had the flu vaccine since I started working at Cool Springs Family Medicine almost 9 years ago. And so knock on wood, we've been well,
Yes.
except for that one time.
Yeah.
The CDC recommends that we get an annual flu vaccine every 6 months, or I'm sorry, not every 6 months, for 6 months and older, right? So babies starting at 6 months old are recommended to get a flu vaccine. Optimal timing is October, right? But recommended through the end of January. So October through January is when they recommend, but starting right now, next month is when they recommend, because it takes 2 weeks for those antibodies to ramp up from the vaccine to be effective.
Exactly.
So you can get a flu shot this week and turn around and get the flu next week, right?
You can.
Or you can get a flu shot today and next month get the flu, because clearly it's not 100%, right?
Right. And remember, guys, when it takes like 2 weeks, it's just the amount of time that antibodies need to travel to the actual site where you have the virus floating around the body. That's why it takes a little bit of time for it to take place.
Hey, those of you that are watching, hey, Ella and Nancy, it's good to see you. Ella's watching from her bedroom back there. That's good. I wish Harlan was watching and not snoring. Oh, everybody's on tonight. This is great. Those of you who gets a flu shot, and just hit your heart button if you get a flu shot. There's no judgment here from me, because I have learned people have to do what you have to do, right? And some people get the flu shot, some people get the shingles vaccine, some people get the pneumonia vaccine, etc. But if you get a flu shot, hit the heart button. If you don't get the flu shot, hit the, I don't know what button there is. There's not a thumbs down. No.
I don't know.
So
I didn't know there was thumbs up. I'm not saying a thumbs up for that. I was like, hit something. There's a heart.
There's a crying one. Or the mad one. You could hit the mad button if you don't get the flu shot. How about that? All right, because I want to know. All right. So most people who get the flu they don't require medical care. They don't get in the hospital. Most people. But unfortunately, there's no way to predict who's going to lose their life from the flu, because people do, right? People do. And so we don't take that lightly, but clearly prevention. And you guys can't really see back here, but we've got a whole thing back here behind to talk about. Another one is, let's see, what are we going to talk about? There are 3 FDA approved antivirals. So once you get the flu shot, right? Or I'm sorry, once you get the flu, there are 3 FDA approved antivirals that we can get to help with, combating the flu, right? Tamiflu, Relenza, and Rapivab. Is that right? Rapivab? I don't ever use that one.
Neither, yeah.
But Promivir. It's interesting because a Cochrane review, which Cochrane is a big base who does a lot of reviews on clinical studies and trials and things like that. They had a review of 107 studies from 2 different pharmaceutical companies. The antivirals only reduced symptoms down from 7 days to 6.3 days.
Oh, wow. That's
not even a day off of your symptoms. Do your Tamiflu, your Relenza, and your Rapivab take off. All right. So
not very good numbers.
3/4 of a day maybe is taken off. So what, 18 hours?
18 hours.
Yeah. There's no evidence at all that Tamiflu reduces hospitalizations or complications of the flu, meaning pneumonia, bronchitis, sinusitis, otitis media, ear infections in adults and children. No proof whatsoever. In prophylaxis trials, prophylaxis meaning they're giving this as preventative, right? You've been exposed. You don't have the flu yet, but holy cow, the whole house has the flu. I'm going to take Tamiflu. That's prophylactic, okay? Prophylactic, that's one prophylactic. It reduced, sorry, I couldn't even, I even had to work somehow I had to work in getting kinky with the flu.
Right.
All right. So
it's like, leave it to Dani.
All right. It did reduce flu-like symptoms in adults, but it did not prevent person-to-person spread. Okay. So when used prophylactically, you may still get the flu.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the prophylaxis.
Better than getting pregnant. Yeah. But anyway, you may still get the flu. So that being said, when you're given an antiviral, and I'm not saying don't take an antiviral because I do write prescriptions for antivirals for patients, right? Some of the side effects, vomiting, headaches, psychiatric syndromes, and renal events. There's an increase in renal events. You have to weigh the risks and benefits. I have a patient, I don't know if she's on here tonight or not, but her son got Tamiflu last year. He got really sick and he took Tamiflu and he ended up on life support at Williamson Medical.
Oh, I remember that.
I went up there to see him. That kid was 20, I don't know, maybe between 25 and 27 years old, and young kid, healthy, and he almost died. Wow. He almost died.
Yep.
That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So you have to weigh the risks and benefits to everything. To everything. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if it's like in a completely Western or an Eastern medicine type setting or alternative. Because we had a patient. This was years ago. This is about 7-8 years ago. I had a patient, young guy, who went and got a flu shot, and he got the Guillain-Barré, like the kind of symptoms where it's almost like paralysis on one side, like right after he got it. And they didn't really hone it down to the flu shot. We're not trying to scare anybody, but I remember him having that, and he was in the hospital for like 3 or 4 weeks. But
you just don't know. I've taken the flu shot. I did for years. My kids, I gave it to them for years. We never had any side effects that I'm aware of. But I remember Rick Clifford worked on me years ago. You remember Rick Clifford? Yeah, Dr. Clifford does innate therapy. Anyway, he found the influenza vaccine in me when he was doing something. I don't know what he was doing, but he said, you've had the flu shot and it's still hanging around in your body.
Completely.
Do you see that?
Oh, all the time. We do NAET, which is like an allergy sensitivity clearing technique at the office. And a lot of times flu will find its way, especially in the parotids or in the throat after a vaccination, or it'll find in the heart. And so many people will have flu and they may not even had flu for years.
Right.
And they may not even had the vaccination for 5-10 years and they still float around. Penicillin is really bad about that too.
Is it really?
Oh, you'll find penicillin in people that have chronic strep or staph infections, chronic strep throat. They'll have penicillin still in the gut, and they get into the guts, into the little diverticuli.
Yes.
But even with flu, guys, in like Chinese medicine, what we always find is the spleen helps. It's a big lymph cleaner, and so I find flu that influences the spleen a lot. That's why when you get the flu, a lot of times you'll have pain in the back, guys, or in the back of the arms and the shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
Because those muscles are connected to the spleen meridian, which is pancreas and spleen. So you'll find a lot of times when an individual comes with the flu, that's the first thing they always come in and they're like, this area of my body hurts. And more than likely, I always find the flu vial showing up on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I remember laying on that couch with what I know had to have been the flu, but I hurt so badly. I mean, it was fascinating. You just hurt. You can't explain that kind of pain.
No.
I mean, it's like this deep, I don't know, sore. You're just sore. Sore all over. Yeah. So what are we going to do for prevention, right? There's tons of common sense stuff that we're going to talk about at the very end here. Common sense, like wash your hands, get your immune system up and all that. But these are some things that have had some clinical studies on them. We're going to talk about probiotics. I love probiotics, right? I do. What they do is they modulate innate and adaptive immunity in the elderly, right? And they reduce the length of respiratory and flu infection in children and adults. And there were some clinical studies done on this. Approximately 11 out of 100 patients fewer got sick when taking probiotics for at least 3 to 8 months prior to getting the flu, right? It may reduce the duration of an upper respiratory infection, a cold, by approximately 2 days, right? Yeah, probiotics. And particularly Lactobacillus paracasei, all right, Lactobacillus lactis, and rhamnosus. Those were the big ones that were studied, which are all in Theralac, which is my favorite. I love Theralac. I use a lot of Megaspore, but that's not the one that had, I love that. And then we've got, which is really great, we have Bifidobacteria lactis and rhamnosus in the baby probiotics for Metagenics. Yes, and I'm so excited about that. And we have the same thing here. Bifidobacteria lactis in the chewable one from Metagenics. So it's so important with your kids. Ideally you would get your probiotics from your food, right? You would get them from your food, eating your kimchi and your sauerkraut, your fermented foods and all that. But most people are not doing that, right? No. So I take a probiotic every night when I go to bed. I take mine at night, and then you rotate your probiotics every 4 to 6 months. Don't keep the same strain year after year, because there's hundreds of trillions of probiotics in your gut. So you want to mix all them up all throughout the year, inoculate the gut with all that good bacteria, and start to build up your immune system. That's easy.
It is easy.
Take a probiotic at night when you go to bed.
When you take it at night, guys, the reason it's so beneficial is because your stomach acid is very low at night. And when you take your probiotic, it skips all the HCl and all the acids. So taking it right before bed is the best way. In acupuncture, if you wait till the morning to take it, in some cases, from 7 to 9 a.m. around that area is a stomach time, which means your acid is at highest production. So when you take it, you're at a risk of eating up some of the good bacteria when you take your probiotics. And when you switch them up, she's saying like you have to get a multitude of different kind of probiotics. It's because if you have one strand that's a good bacteria and it overgrows, it can overtake. So you have to mix them up.
That's exactly right.
So different enzymes are produced, and so
that's called dysbiosis.
Good deal.
Too much bad, not enough good. So we just got, this microbiome right here, right? This gut is a microbiome. It is like a huge flower herb garden, and you have got to keep mixing it up. You've got to change it around. You have to confuse it. I mean, it's great.
It is. And every time, like when people say things
and
like,
you will poop like a goose if you take your probiotic every single night too, which will help with your immune system if you can get all that poop out of you. I mean, it's all connected.
It is all connected. And you need all the enzymes bacteria produce enzymes to eat up certain foods. So when you have good bacteria, a good multitude, you're able to handle better foods. You won't have as many food sensitivities, not as many food allergens. And I mean, I've had really good stories this week about people who told me that they poop so well from their probiotics, my patients. And I was like, talking about poop.
That's exactly right. All right. Hey, listen. And then black elderberry. All right. You want to know clinical studies. Let me tell you about clinical studies. Black elderberry. It has a thousands of year history on treating viral infections and activity against human influenza A and B, and by inhibiting viral replication. Explain that.
You have viral replication can occur, and they split. They basically, a virus gets into your cell, copies your DNA, can make more of itself, and can actually transcribe and get back out and infect other cells.
That's right.
Elderberry has components that actually lyse or eat up the virus and actually tears into them so they cannot replicate. So it basically pops them open.
Yes, it does. And that's fascinating to me. So the German Commission approved the flowers. What in the world? My dog never barks. The flowers, right, for the treatment of viral infections, not the berries though, just the flowers. You may want to go. Yeah, I'm going to go. Shut that door so he doesn't get out. Sorry about that, guys. Poor Harlan. There was a 2016 study that showed that airline travelers who supplement with black elderberry syrup had significantly fewer, less severe, and a shorter duration of common cold symptoms compared with the placebo. 2016 airline study. People who what happened to all those airlines last week?
Oh, yeah.
Every single, like Southwest had 4 airplanes or something with measles, which black elderberry is not going to do anything for that. But you never know. It's going to help improve your immune system.
Wow.
So anyway, if you travel on an airplane a lot, you need to get started prophylactically on black elderberry.
Yeah.
All right. The benefits may reduce severity, duration, and complications of the flu. It may play a role in the proactive prevention of the common cold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love black elderberry.
What is your? I remember the brand.
Oh,
What's your
oh my
favorite
gosh,
brand?
I don't have it here, but I don't know if Sunny's watching or not, but we are going to be selling Warren's Post as of next week.
Oh, yeah.
Warren's Post, all organic, 100% non-GMO, anything. And she's going to be bringing in the black elderberry, which is safe for babies. There's no honey in it. There's going to be, I think she said, black strap molasses, and I can't remember. That's going to be in the office, as well as CBD black elderberry. CBD bone broth, I mean, not black elderberry.
Wow.
CBD bone broth.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
We're going to have CBD bone broth at Integrative Family Medicine. I'm so excited. So we're getting
I'm going to go get some of that.
My girls don't even know it. They're going to be watching this going, oh, my gosh, Danny, what are we going to do? But anyway, I think it's going to be like $24 a bottle. We're going to sell it for the same price as Urban Market that they sell it for. And so we're all on the same page. But they have the best elderberry I've ever used.
Okay.
5,000 to 6,000 milligrams, which is usually 1 tablespoon every 4 hours at the first sign of an infection, right?
Gotcha.
This is to treat it acutely, but prophylactically, you can do a tablespoon a day just to kind of build it up. That's exactly right. I'm a huge believer in black elderberry.
It is good
So
stuff.
we've got probiotics, black elderberry,
Mm-hmm.
echinacea. Do you use a lot of echinacea?
I use a lot of echinacea, yes.
Yes.
And
And
that's
it
the
is
one thing I'd always suggest to patients on this time of year, if they really want to be preventative, like 1 to 2 a day to start off. Like
you bet. You bet. And it says 1,000 milligram extract with other immune supporting herbs for acute immune support. But again, just like black elderberry, if you're not going to use it preventatively, you have to use it at the very beginning when you begin to feel. You can't mosey around for 2 days and take it. You got to take it the first moment you feel sick.
Exactly.
Right? I love Gaia's echinacea. This is actually Gaia's echinacea seeds that I'm going to plant.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I'm going to plant these next year. Who knows? I'm terrible. It'll be one big dead weed thing out there. But echinacea is my favorite. It's one of my favorites. It has a strong activity against influenza. All the strains here, right? I mean, all the strains, right? When used in combination. So echinacea is the strongest when it's used in combination with other herbs and things, right?
Good synergistic effects.
Yes. So it helps other things work better, right? Synergistically, right? It may reduce the risk of common cold and better benefits when used in conjunction with other products. So this is probably my all-time favorite wellness formula. I love this, and I did not know about this until last year, and then we started selling this at the office when my friend Gloria Chatham said, "Are you crazy, Danny? You got to get that in." It has, I can't see tonight, but it has everything.
Echinacea, elderberries, horehounds, olive leaf extracts, ginger-grass, angelica root.
It's got it all, as does ACF. If you guys use ACF, get your heart button. This is amazing. I don't sell this at the office. I went to Whole Foods and paid $30 for it today because actually I was very smart today because I did it for tonight for you all, but I never have it. If by chance we happen to get a sniffle, I never have it in the house. So I've got it now for the fall.
Right.
Don't open it because it's only good for a certain amount of time once you open it. But look at this. Everything. If you've ever used ACF, I want to see your heart buttons out there because this is some of the best I've ever used by Buried Treasure. Yeah. Now they sell this on Amazon. Do not buy this on Amazon. Don't buy any product on Amazon that's a supplement because you never know you're going to get the actual thing. But you can certainly get this at the Vitamin Shop or Whole Foods or I think even CVS and Walgreens.
You can. And I would say that ACF, they're
a Tennessee company.
They're a Tennessee company. They're very particular too because I think I may have shared this with you guys before, but they're so secretive in their biochemistry. They have biochemists that they're in the mountains. My sister is a sales rep, and she had their account, or was going to have their account, and she asked them to go into the actual production plant
Yes.
Just to see how big it was and like the size. Like if we ship this, we need to do this. And they're like, no, you're not able to go back there because
Are you serious?
Even though it's marked, they don't want anybody to see their technique because they use no alcohol in it. They're Seventh-day Adventists, so they don't use any alcohol in it. So that's why it's so particular to them. They use different types of preservatives in there, good preservatives.
I had no idea.
That's why they're so popular with kids too, because the kids don't react to any type of alcohol.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Very, very bright.
Well, I'm going to tell you, they're an amazing company. I have nothing to do with them. I do not sell them at the office, but I do definitely highly recommend ACF.
It's so good.
The second you feel sick, I mean, Jackson, when he'd be at college and get run down, he got mono a couple of years ago. Man, I sent him to the Earth Fair there in Johnson
I just
City.
do this. I keep it in the fridge, guys, and I'll just do this when I'm going like, boom, boom, boom.
That's what I do. I drink right out of the bottle.
Everybody that drinks it, they're like this. You ever notice that we've taken so many herbs, you guys have too, where you go,
oh my gosh,
that doesn't taste good. Well, but we've taken so many, we don't even care anymore. I'm like, that's not bad at all.
No, it doesn't taste bad. It's not great though. I can tell you that. It is not elderberry syrup for darn sure, but it's got it in it. So somebody asked, can you explain the Amazon deal? Amazon.
Oh yeah.
So I was so glad to see Dr. Kasha Kynes when we did the Epstein-Barr. She has a whole section in her new book on Epstein-Barr about not buying your supplements off of Amazon, which I was so great to see. We've known now for a couple of years that Amazon, they don't regulate their stores very well at all. Anybody can put anything up there for sale. You can put anything. Metagenics about 2 years ago spent about $40,000 of their own money. Metagenics did and ordered his own products off of Amazon, right? Because he was getting complaints, things weren't working. Well, he ordered from all these stores, right? Many of the stores were selling fake Amazon products in the Amazon box. I mean, in the Metagenics right here, the Metagenics children's probiotic thing right in it, selling it fake, selling it expired. They were just shipping out expired stuff. What have you? They closed down 10,000 Metagenics stores.
Wow.
Right? So now anybody who sells Metagenics on Amazon has to sell it for more than what the provider gets to sell it for because they're that serious about it. I mean, you do not want to buy things off of Amazon that aren't regulated, like your probiotics, your fish oils, things like that are sitting in warehouses and getting hot and cold. Absolutely not. In fact, all the barking was going on, I just ordered a stethoscope this morning because mine fell apart. And it's here. I ordered it here and it's here today. I ordered it and it just delivered from Amazon today. Order your stethoscope, order your books, order your tampons, your organic off of there, but don't order your supplements off of there that could be fake or expired. Just don't do it. They don't have the warehouse capacity and the temperature, all that to control all that.
There's too much going on in the warehouse. That's why they would, I mean, especially when you're dealing with, like you said, with oils and with fish oils and probiotics, just in that in itself, the spoiling rate and the die-off rate with probiotics would be hard to even regulate just for the Amazon.
So you just want to be careful. You just want to know that you're getting the right thing. And ACF, Violetta, we just talked about it and you can look at it later, but ACF is used for your immune system. They do an acute care ACF. They do fast relief. They do one that just is a maintenance. They do all kinds of ACF.
They do one called an allergy one that has different types of quercetin in there, liquid quercetin.
Yes.
And I've seen kids that come in the office to do the allergy one, and it really rocks it. It's really good. So
it's great stuff. And so I would go to your local store.
And they have one for sleep too.
They do? No.
Oh, they have a liquid for sleep.
People have to start selling this in the office.
I got their account.
You should.
Yeah, I got their account set up. I just need to get them.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah. Okay, vitamin C. Okay, so we got probiotics. We have echinacea. We have elderberry, right? And then we went down the path of ACF and all that. Vitamin C, straight up vitamin C, people. I mean, clinical studies on this, right? Administration, though, does not decrease the average incidence of colds in the general population. So the general population, yet it halved the number of colds in physically active people, the people who work out 45 minutes, 4 to 5 days a week. It halved the number of colds by taking vitamin C, 6 to 8 grams a day. Now that's a lot of vitamin C. I probably only take about 3,000 milligrams a day of vitamin C. This is my personal bottle. What is going on?
Oh, there we go. We're back.
I don't know what's going on here with our internet tonight. 2 controlled trials found that it benefited pneumonia patients, right?
Pneumonia,
Yeah, pneumonia patients. It also found that it prevented pneumonia, and it also benefited pneumonia patients who had pneumonia.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
So, I mean, that was on 3 different trials. So straight up vitamin C, ascorbic acid. You don't have to do anything fancy.
Nope.
Nothing fancy. Like that's $17 for 120 capsules. I mean, that'll last you a long time.
It will.
Just, you don't need fancy C. Put your money in something like this, like ACF or something that's going to, or your really good elderberry, organic elderberry.
I'm with you though. I do the same thing. Like in cold season, I will take almost 3,000 to 4,000 in a day. Just no question.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because like the turnaround rate, guys, is that when Dani's telling you to at the first sign take something, because when they come into the office and you guys have already gotten a cold, it takes your immune system quite a bit of time. Even if we start activating with certain supplements, it may take you 14 days for the actual antibodies to get to the infection, because that's how long it takes for an immature immune cell to turn into a mature immune cell. So at the very first sign, it's the best to start taking it, but preventatively, like taking vitamin C and doing like ACF. I do 1 tablespoon of this a day during the cold season, even if I don't have a cold. Keep my immune system activated.
Keep it going.
Ready to go.
Zinc, another one that's been studied. Straight up zinc picolinate, right? It helps activate T lymphocytes. So your T cells. Woo! I do all the dumbed down stuff. He throws in the big words, and he loves it when I say things like T lymphocytes.
Zinc helps the T lymphocytes.
Yeah, and your cytokines and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so anyway, it helps raise up your T. It activates your T lymphocytes, right? It appears in studies to reduce the number of colds per year if it's administered within 24 hours of the onset of a cold or the flu. It will reduce the duration of the cold symptoms in healthy people. Oh. So already healthy people, right? Yep. 60 to 80 milligrams for a few days is acceptable, right? Okay. For a few days. Normally you would not do that much. You do 30 milligrams, 30 milligrams a day is what I usually recommend people take. Otherwise you've got to add in 1 milligram of copper. Okay. So if you're going to use 60 to 80 milligrams longer than 5 or 6 days, you've got to add copper in, and the reason being zinc will displace copper in your body. Yep, correct?
Exactly. And you need copper and zinc, copper and zinc are really vital for estrogen balance, and that's a whole nother set of questions. But yes, take a little copper, or just lick a bottom of a copper plate or copper penny, copper thing or something, whatever.
Suck on some copper penny.
I can't even say it. It's like
don't say that because people could watch this.
Don't do it. I was just playing, guys.
What's wrong with you? All right, so we got probiotics, echinacea, elderberry, zinc. What else did we say?
Zinc.
Now we're going to vitamin D over here, right? Vitamin D, straight up vitamin D, nothing fancy, may prevent acute respiratory infections, right? There was they did a systemic review of 25 trials that showed, it's an immune modulator, right? And it may prevent acute respiratory infections. So colds, upper respiratory infection, that's a cold. That's what a URI is, right? Yep. D3 supplementation reduced the risk of acute respiratory infection among all participants, with the most benefit in the people who were D3 deficient, right? Yes. So what is your normal D3 level? Most labs say 30 to 100.
What do you like to do?
Minimum of 60. Okay. Minimum. I prefer around 80. Yep. But I can't tell you how many people come into the office with a 31, 32, and the doctor's written on there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Normal.
Don't worry about
it. Perfect. Yeah. I'm like, what? There's nothing perfect about that. It's normal, but we want to be optimal. Optimal D3 is going to help you prevent heart attack, stroke, cancer, osteoporosis, osteopenia, fatigue, depression, weight gain, foggy headedness, insomnia. The list goes on and on. I think we've identified like 28 or 30 problems with low vitamin D. Well, good Lord, get your D3 up. It's cheap. 5,000 international units of Metagenics D3. There's 120. So you got 4 months worth in here, right? Is $22.
$22.
And you got a good one. Now the 5,000 doesn't have K in it. Their 10,000 has vitamin K in it, K27. Well, that helps it work even more, but not everybody needs 10,000 international units of vitamin D. You can do it short term If I feel like I'm getting sniffles, I'll take 20,000 of D3 for about
Right off the
5
bat,
days. Boom, right off the top, I will, right? But the study showed with taking D3 in 12 patients who were using it 12 months at higher doses, so around 5,000 IUs, had fewer upper respiratory infections, right?
Do you suggest that when they have the 5,000, like if they see a family history, do you suggest to your patients like they have a family history of bronchitis, like the parents and stuff like that? You're like, if your parents had bronchitis or chronic infection lungs, you say.
Oh, this is funny. You didn't even know what I circled just literally just now. There was another review of the literature that showed that vitamin D3 reduced the rate of asthma exacerbations requiring corticosteroids. Greater benefit again was shown in the patients who had low levels of D3 to start with, right? Yeah, so yes, I put everyone on D3, and here's the reason. And I say that, I can tell you, I can count on one hand in 8 years of patients that I've checked vitamin D3 on who have had a normal D3 level, an optimal D3 level, I should say, and not taking vitamin D. It's not possible. No. It's not possible. In fact, my friend Holly, I don't know, Holly, if you're watching tonight or not, Holly May, I saw her yesterday. She gave my mom a pedicure and a manicure up at home, and just getting her vitamin D levels in her have just helped her so much, and so energy and all kinds of things. I mean, she told me yesterday, she said, getting my vitamin D and my magnesium levels optimal have absolutely changed her world. Wow. And added in CBD with it too. But, you know.
Do you believe, I mean, I was asking you, like with vitamin D, do you find that just adding, like you say, vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, when I test a patient, sometimes they won't show, quote, deficient for it, even when they bring in their blood levels. But I give that to some patients just automatically. I say, you need to take 1 or 2 of these a day, and they do it, and they feel tremendous. Even if they don't show a deficiency for it, just on the norm, just taking it every day.
I don't even think I took my vitamin D today. I think I'll take it. I think it's fine.
I do that every time, guys. I put mine, like, I have my bottles like in different places. I have some in the bathroom because I have bottles of water.
It works better if you take it with wine. I don't know. Anyway, I'm joking. Bonnie, zinc. What about zinc? I don't know what you mean on that question, but we just talked about zinc, and you're going to use about 60 to 80 milligrams acutely right when you start to get sick. Normally, though, I use about 30 milligrams of zinc picolinate every single day with patients. But vitamin D will lessen the severity of flu symptoms if supplemented during the flu season.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the recommended daily allowance of D3 is, I'm sure you know, but it is absolutely ridiculous. You know, I call that like the recommended dumb allowance. I mean, they're just so stupid what they say. Like, is it 600 IUs a day? 600 IUs a day is not going to do anything for you. Now, that's what's recommended, and that's what we have to say. Yeah. I put people anywhere from 1,000 IUs a day to 10,000, and it just depends. Because now you have to check your vitamin D3 levels. D's are fat soluble. A, D, E, and K are fat soluble. So you need to pay attention to those. You have to check those. I check them every 6 months on people that I'm seeing, because you don't want vitamin D toxicity.
Exactly. The reason being, guys, is like when she says E, K, and A, those other vitamins help pull vitamin D into your cells and allows them to be used more efficiently.
That's exactly right.
You have a lot of times you'll have something with vitamin D with K2, or you'll have something with A, D, E, and K. A lot of supplement companies will have that mixed in. Yep. Because if you get real nerdy, like we always do here, like you'll have vitamin A within the mitochondria, and the vitamin A actually pulls the vitamin D, attaches it, pulls it into the cell, and gets the vitamin D into your mitochondria. That's why you need it. And you have to have, it's fat soluble, so take it with some food so your bile can break it down. And
don't take it with wine like I just did.
I thought it was wine soluble.
Wine soluble? What? Okay, so far, what are we going to do for preventative and acutely? Probiotics, right?
Probiotics.
Echinacea. Elderberry. Zinc. Vitamin C. This is in case you're taking notes, right? Vitamin D, we just talked about. Then we get in, so those are the things that have really kind of been studied, all right? Then you get into things like herbs and all that other things, right? Turmeric. So I went to Whole Foods today and bought, what is it called? Are these called thumbs? I think these are the thumbs. Yeah. But I don't know, but this is really nice turmeric. And so turmeric Now you can take it, but I did not want to go back to the store. Look how orange that is.
Yeah.
That turmeric, look how beautiful that is. I'm not going to eat it because it turns everything orange. Your teeth are totally orange, but oh my gosh, this is so healthy for you. Turmeric. Now I use a Gaia's turmeric and I use a Metagenics turmeric at the office. Their Metagenics was phenomenal. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, but turmeric has over 300 mechanisms of action in the body, right?
Wow.
It inhibits neutrophil function, lymphocyte activity, NF-κB, and many other things. Inflammatory markers.
Yes.
These are your inflammatory markers, right? And so usually about 500 milligrams twice a day for 3 months. If you want to build up your immune system, we're talking about building
up in the blood.
500 milligrams for twice a day for 3 months if you want to build your immune system. Okay. Turmeric. Also,
oh, it smells so good.
it smells great.
So
so you can grade this in your rice. If you buy yellow rice, that has all that crap in it and if you just look at the back of the box of yellow rice, it's just ridiculous what's in it. But you can grade up turmeric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's so good.
Put it in, it'll turn it yellow. It will. It's orange, but it turns the rice yellow. I don't know why. Orange and white maybe makes yellow. I don't know. But anyway, turmeric, because we got to move here. Reishi mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. You use a lot of mushrooms.
Yeah, I use a lot of those.
So they have adaptogenic properties, right? Meaning they adapt to whatever it is they need to do. And this would be in improving your immune system.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
It acts as an immune potentiator. Yes. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, works for allergies by reducing histamine response. Yes.
I love mushrooms.
Love this everyday immune from Gaia.
Yeah.
It is excellent. This is a good one. It's got a ton of, read it.
Guys, great.
Does it have cordyceps in it? I
does.
think it's the first one.
And guys, don't be wary when people come in with yeast infections and they'll have mold and stuff, and they always ask me, they go, should I take mushrooms because I have mold? This is a completely different subject matter. These actually will help fight off mold. There's many people that come in with yeast infections and mold, like in the lungs with bronchitis, and you give them reishi and it will fight it off. So don't be afraid of it. But yes, it has cordyceps, grifola in it. Oh my goodness.
That's a good one from Gaia.
In it too.
Yeah,
that's a great brand.
That is a really good. I love Gaia Herbs. They do a really great job. They're out of Brevard, North Carolina, and they do a really, really great job. Astragalus. I don't have astragalus here, but anybody who knows about astragalus, it looks like it grows. It looks like big old tongue depressors. It's huge. I don't have anything here that looks like it, but it's like big old tongue depressors. That's astragalus. But you can pour that in your soup. I mean, not pour it. You can just drop it in your soups and cook your soups, your chicken broths, your chicken soup, and all that. And that astragalus. Oh my goodness,
this is so good.
It again helps with your immune system, but it's also an immunosuppressive for cancer and for allergies. And in Chinese medicine,
they use a ton.
It enhances the what? What is that?
The wedgie. The
wedgie. The wedgie. Oh, I've had one of those before.
The wei qi is like this. The wei qi is the grounding qi that's around the belly button. It's the defensive qi. So reishi is good for grounding for the kidneys, and so it's a protector. So what it says is it builds up qi in the navel, where your mom gave you your energy through the umbilical cord, and it's the protective qi that goes through your body to ward off bad energy.
I had no idea. This is why I like him. He's so smart. It suppresses sweating. Did you know that? And helps fight external infections of the lungs.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Astragalus does. Yes.
Yes. I mean,
we use it preventatively, but it does not treat acute viral and bacterial infections. We use it for prevention.
So you take it
Put it
away
in your
from
soups.
Yes.
Put it in your soups. Cook with it. Dr. Taroni Lowdog, she cooks with astragalus all the time.
I've never cooked with astragalus.
Yeah, well, you should. Stick it in there. It's like, just big sticks you pour in there. Ashwagandha, one of my all-time favorite herbs. I use so much ashwagandha, it's not even funny in the office. Ashwagandha. Not only does it work for your thyroid, it helps convert T4 to T3. It helps you sleep at night. That's amazing. But it helps support your immune function. Ashwagandha is a great, and I forgot to pick it up when I was at the office today, but I use Gaia Herbs ashwagandha. I love their ashwagandha. It's organic. It's grown in North Carolina. In North Carolina, but wherever they grow it organically. It's phenomenal.
Oh, yes.
It's great if we want to keep our immune system boosted.
It is. I like Gaia. I use Supreme Nutrition products out of Washington as well. And ashwagandha is so good because, like you said, it does like everything.
Yes.
Basically. It helps you sleep better. It gives you more strength. It fights off infections.
Oh,
makes
it also helps with blood sugar.
completely
I use
like
it with
insulin
patients
levels.
who
Yeah.
have insulin sensitivity, or they've got some issues, or they're diabetic. I've never had it lower the level so much that a patient went hypoglycemic,
Yeah.
but it helps regulate your insulin levels.
Oh, well, you have a list of all these items.
Oh, Summer, I will. I'll do it. I'll add that to my list of things to do.
Do you both sell these supplements? We both
Oh
sell
gosh,
them
yes, we
in our
certainly
office,
do. And so I have mine at the office, and I also have it on our website under DaniWilliamson.com. And there you go to IFM supplement store, and you can get them right under there. If it's a Metagenic product, you have to order it from Metagenics until I start private labeling them, and then you can get them from us.
I actually I'm getting my store put up too.
Good.
It's crazy.
It's about
You
time.
inspired me to do that.
Good.
I gotta get.
You should.
Yes.
Because you want to make sure your patients are
Exactly
getting the
right.
right thing.
Exactly.
Right?
The only
And
reason we put it out is like we want quality to go out to people.
Yeah, because you don't make much money off supplements. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You're not doing that to get rich. But monolaurin. Does anybody use monolaurin? Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. Have you ever used monolaurin? Oh, here, we can drink this too with wine. Oh, you drank all your wine. Here,
Wow.
there's some water. We can use that.
Okay.
So monolaurin, right,
Yeah.
it's an antimicrobial agent. But what it does is it helps with building the immune system. It helps with building your immune system. Monolaurin does. It also helps kill yeast in your gut. All right. So it was discovered in 1966 in breast milk, actually. And what it is, it's a monoglycerol ester of the fatty acid lauric acid. I have no idea what that means. Do you know what that means?
A fatty ester, monoglycerol?
Yeah.
It means it has one glycerate molecule attached to a fatty enzyme.
But it's interested. It was discovered in breast milk, and it's in umbilical cord fluid as well. It's in breast milk. It's in amniotic fluid. Some foods have got monolaurin in it, most notably coconut oil.
Coconut has a ton of it. I was reading this thing about like how fatty acids attach to surface layers and had about glycerates in it, but I can't even remember it. But go ahead.
So the interesting thing is, it's been studied to help with newborn babies who have a weak immune system, right?
Yeah.
Right? They're underdeveloped and as a protectant for RSV, right? And other respiratory infections, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we use it as an antibacterial and an antiviral. I use it with my Epstein-Barr patients. I use it with my Candida patients.
Yes.
I use it with anybody we need to boost their immune system. And here's what it looks like. See this, guys? It's little bitty pellets.
It's like little eggs.
Little teeny. Here, take some.
Yep.
Now we don't want to take tons because you have to work
It'll
yourself
kill
up
off.
to it.
If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
careful.
And you just swallow them.
Because
Do not chew them. They taste like soap. I know, I tried it because I thought, well, these are kind of cute. And so they look like little soap pellets. Oh, Lord, no.
No, don't. I'm not even trying.
Don't chew them. But you work your way up. I use the Lauracidin brand. I like it. There are other monolaurin brands out there, but I use the Lauracidin. I think it has more research on it. And this is the guy who actually discovered monolaurin back in 1966. So I am a huge believer in this, to use it all year long just to help your immune system. And you can roll in and roll off of it, roll in and roll off of it. But it works.
It works. And when they talk about monolaurin, if you look at really good coconut oil, you'll see monolauric acid. And some patients, when you say you give them to have like respiratory, like people who are trying to clean cavitations out of their teeth as well, guys, or gum disease, swish with coconut oil, and it'll get rid of all the viruses in your mouth, like all the cold sores. I guarantee if you did it every day for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds in the morning, at night, you'll get tenderness in your mouth where all the viruses are at, just from doing it with the monolauric acid in coconut oil. It's really great.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating. It's amazing for your immune system. And again, like I said, my patients who have chronic candida issues, I use it with just anybody to boost their immune system.
Oh yeah.
It's
a good preventative.
It's good. Now, a few things that we can do that don't really, I guess, have a lot of studies on them. Well, Argentine 23 does. If anybody uses colloidal silver, hit your heart button. Love colloidal silver for your immune system.
I love it. It's such a good product.
Oh yeah, gargle with it if your throat hurts.
Yeah.
Stick it in your ear if you got ear infection. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with colloidal silver.
You can put it in your eyes. If you have eye infections, I do that. I'm like,
I should put it in mine to help me see better now.
Oh, stop it. It'll tingle, and sometimes it will burn a bit, guys. But like when you have a chronic cold and it goes up into your eyes, you get the eye gunk in the morning. Take a dropper and put it in your eyes. I'm telling you, it'll feel weird, but it feels good after doing it a few days.
I think you have to be real careful with the colloidal silver that you pick.
You do.
Because you could turn blue, and you can look that up, and that doesn't go away.
You could be a smart.
Yeah, you can, but that's a permanent.
She looked at me like, she's like, no, that's a little too
and
much.
this stuff works. I'm telling you, if you look at Argentine's website, their research and the reasons to use it and the indications for colloidal silver are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I use it with ear infections in children. I'll put they'll take colloidal silver by mouth. They'll put garlic oil in their ears, and they'll put oil of oregano on their feet.
Wow.
Those three. That's a triple trifecta for ear infections.
Right there. Oh.
And it works beautifully. Colloidal silver in the mouth, right? Garlic oil in the ears, boom, boom, with little cotton balls in them. And then oil of oregano on the bottom of the feet. Ooh. Rub it in and put their socks on. That will get rid of an ear infection quicker than amoxicillin.
I'm going to start using that, guys.
Oh, it works. It works.
I found, okay, so the other day I had a patient come in and she has chronic stuff in her eustachian tubes in her ears. Been working on it. It's been improving. She goes, you know what I did? She goes, I took a mixture of low level alcohol, right? Put alcohol and vinegar, apple cider vinegar, mixed it. And she's like, that was the only thing that went in her ear and it worked.
Are you serious?
Yes. Alcohol and vinegar, guys. I've always
two things that have been around forever. So our great grandmother would have used those.
I know. I'm like, we always learn something from patients.
Yes, we do. All right. I don't know how to pronounce this, but this works unbelievable for the flu and for the cold. And Marnie's not on here tonight. I don't think she is. Marnie knows how to pronounce this. She is hands down the best homeopathic.
I got to text homeopathic next week.
Provider we have in town, but I don't know how to pronounce this, but I would keep this on hand at home with my ACF if it were me, just in case something happened. But this is a homeopathic remedy and it works beautifully. And I combine it with this one. This is Barlean's olive leaf extract throat spray. Have you ever used this?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. If your throat hurts now, spray it. You can gargle with Argentine 23. You can do all that. But that right there.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And it works.
Good.
Barlean's, I get this at Whole Foods. And this is from last year when I had a sore throat a little bit. And then it went away. So I've still got a ton of it for this year. Olive leaf extract from Barlean's. It works. Well, olive leaf is antibacterial and antiviral.
It is so good.
Completely different than just doing some prescription. Now, you may need a prescription. I'm not saying you don't need a prescription ever, but it works. And I combine it if I'm coughing and have a sore throat. Umka. You know their products. They're homeopathic products from Europe. And this brand right here is phenomenal. I mean, if you've never used Umka, it is unbelievable. So I'm already geared up and ready for flu season. Well, I didn't use it last year.
I'm super excited right now.
I got it. I mean,
I get all this stuff. Look at it.
Yeah. So we will write all this down. We'll put it in some sort of file, but you guys can write this down. I mean, you can take notes as well. So those are the things that we use, right? We went over the dosing, probiotics, echinacea, elderberry, vitamin C, zinc, D3,
turmeric.
Those are the big ones up at the top. And then we get into the herbs and all that stuff. Turmeric, colloidal silver, monolaurin, all those things that we talked about, right? Yes. Go order that, get that. I love that stuff. I mean, we don't sell that. We are going to be selling Warren Post elderberry though. So if you want to come in and get elderberry syrup from us, you need to probably send me an email at Dani@DaniWilliamson.com because we need to know how much to order and it has to go in the refrigerator. So we will pre-order yours because the first batch is coming out next week.
I got to get
Sunny
it. Saying, like, once I get my store up going, you can email us if you need anything. But she's, goodness gracious, she's got some great
we got some good stuff at the office because, I mean, we have a lot of sick people. Just sick, their immune system is sick. They've got a lot of autoimmune disease and all. So we really try to keep people stocked up here. So you got to be proactive, right? Those are the things you can do to prevent it. Mm-hmm. Those are the things you can do to help improve your immune system. They're the things you can use when you need them acutely, right?
Yep.
But you got to use some common sense, right? You have to eat well. You've got to eat your vegetables for crying out loud. You need 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, right? You have to eat real, whole, 1 ingredient food.
Yes.
You're going to have a sucky immune system if you're putting nothing but packaged, boxed, bagged, canned, tubed, rolled, fake food in it. there's not enough of all of these supplements in the world to help you if you're eating a crappy, shitty diet. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work. I get so sick and tired of people coming in, you know, and they eat terrible and they feel terrible. I'm like, well, you're going to eat as good. You're going to feel as good as you eat. It's as simple as that. Exactly. I cannot make it any simpler. So you got to eat well. You got to drink tons of fluid. You need to drink half your body weight in water. Every day, in ounces, right? So I'm like 130 pounds. I need like 65 ounces of water a day. But when you're sick, if you're getting sick, you need to ramp that up. And not only do you need to drink it, ramp up the fluids, ramp up the chicken soup. Chicken soup, actually, where was it? I read that. Did you know that chicken soup actually decreases the viral shedding of your virus that you have? Wow. Yes. I didn't know that. So Grandma knew what she was talking about. And I don't know where I wrote that. Oh, yeah. Chicken soup helps decrease the viral shedding. And it even improves and helps decrease it even more by adding in garlic, onions, turmeric, and cordyceps, mushrooms. And then I would say throw your astragalus in there as well. Exactly. Right? Yeah. So take... When you happen to get sick, take hot showers, hot baths, right? Epsom salt baths, anything you can to pull out toxins out. Now, exercise at least 2.5 hours a week. If you're not working out 2.5 hours a week, you need to walk like you're late 45 minutes, 4 days a week. That's what Dr. Daniel Amen says. But you got to bust it. You want to build your immune system up by working out. You want to eat well. You want to sleep well, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. These are all things you can do preventatively. Exactly. That we should be doing anyway. Yes. Right? As well as stop smoking. If you're smoking, for God's sake, you need to stop smoking now because that increases your risk of upper respiratory infections and then walking around with oxygen up your nose for the rest of your life because you've got COPD and carrying your tank around and we can't go in. Oh, Mom stepped on her tank. Can't breathe. But that's the truth though. Like I'm mad. My mom's got COPD and hasn't stopped smoking yet. So we're going down that road, I'm sure. With all of these that we mentioned though, many times patients we all are guilty of it, that we think that we can get all the benefits of just doing a couple of these without the others. And I'm like, no, you need to do all of them. You need to do all of them. That's exactly right. It takes a lot to stay healthy. It does, guys, and we know that, but it's hard. But I mean, the problem is we weren't born sick. Most of us. Now, some people are born sick. Yeah. Absolutely, I know that. But we turn this on through years of dysfunction. It's true. And what you turn on, you can turn off. But it takes work. And the older you get, holy cow. Yeah, essential oils. We didn't talk about essential oils. Frankincense has got antibacterial properties as well, right? Thieves and On Guard. I use Thieves from Young Living, and I failed to bring those out here. And then there's On Guard from doTERRA. Those are antibacterial, antiviral. Put those on the bottom of your feet, right? Put Thieves on the bottom of your feet. Put On Guard on the bottom of your feet and put socks on and go to bed. I mean, I'm telling you, it works. I'll tell people if they're good enough for Jesus, they're good enough for me, those essential oils. So I love my oils, but you want to use high quality oils. You do. And you can also put like on the bottom of the feet. That's the best way to do it. Like if you ever have guys, another suggestion, if you guys have like any lung issues, like chronic lungs, the lung one point is right up here in the crook of the arm, like right where the armpit, where the armpit and the arm meet, right here. Right here. You can take the oils, put on the bottom of your feet, take the residue of it, put them right up here in the crook of that, and they'll start working on the lungs. What? Yeah, that's the lung one point you can put there, and then I had no idea. You can do that and take the residual, guys, and then I was teaching the chicken dance. Chicken dance, and like right here on the ribs, like right underneath the nipple line, right down here, like rub that on there because that will go into your liver and gallbladder and spleen area, so you can put on the bottom of feet, rub here in the shoulders, put them right here, and then it'll start activating that the chemical properties of the oil. If you're using a hot oil, make sure you have to cut it. Yeah, you got like oregano or something. Yes. You do. You had to put in carrot, like a coconut or olive or whatever you guys use. But like you can rub it on that. I had no idea. Oh, completely. Yeah, you can do that, and especially like if you have, people when they get the flu, guys, and you get the stomach flu, right? You can take the On Guard and Thieves and put on the bottom of feet, and if it's hot, right here on the neck, right on the sides is the large intestine meridian, and in the middle is the stomach. So you can take the oil and rub it right here, and it'll affect your thyroid, but it'll go into those meridians that affect your digestion and start cleaning out your digestion. So you can put it on the bottom of the feet, put it right here in the neck, it'll start affecting those your large intestine and stomach. What? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love this job. I'm telling you. Hello, Betsy. Yeah. I just love what we do.
I do too. It's
I
like,
mean, it's just great. Do y'all love what we do for a living?
It's so
Is it
fun.
not something? Show us some love,
Yeah.
please. Because I mean, I love it.
I love it too.
I wasn't taught any of this in school. Nothing, not one thing.
No.
But guys, that's what we're going to do for flu and cold prevention this year, right? We just went through a solid hour here, and you've got it all on here. You can go back and listen. You can speed it up. You can slow it down. There's all kinds of great information on here. But so that's that. Next week, we don't even know what we're talking
What do we
about.
do next week?
I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. We
gotta think about this.
Give us right up there what you want us to talk about next week, and we will. Excuse me. There's a couple of things that I do need to share. Coming up, I have a breast implant illness lunch and learn.
Yep.
Breast implant illness. So, we had a Sunday night service on that, but we're doing a lunch and learn at the office on breast implant illness. And we're also doing one on benzodiazepine addiction.
Okay.
Benzo
Such a good
addiction.
one, yes.
Yeah, those are two huge problems right there. Two totally different things, breast implant illness and benzo addiction. But those are going to be big deals. And so those will be under events. Also at the office, we are now carrying Max Genetic. It's actually called Max Gen now, but they're genetic testing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Good?
Holy cow. Let me tell you, I just got, all of us at the office got ours back. All it is this swab right here in the mouth 20 times.
I'm going to
That's
carry
it. $299, the same price that Chad sells it online for them for the combo panel. And this includes about 24 pages of results for everything from APOE, your Alzheimer's, genetic, MTHFR, all of the SNPs for weight loss. There's all these SNPs for weight loss and for depression. And I mean, it's fascinating, and anxiety. So $299. We have them at the office. You can come pick them up. You just pay us, and then they bill us when they get your results.
And it's great because you guys, like with this kind of with this company, you don't have to send something off to get results back and then plug it into another application on the line to get the results. You can send it straight in and they get it right to you.
That's right. And nothing, 100% zero, no government connection here.
You don't get any information sold to anybody else.
They destroy everything. So you better save your password and all that.
That's great. That's great. And Chad's a great guy. So
Chad's great.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's on tonight or not. He's been in Texas. But also next month, October the 5th, I'm flying to, you don't even know this, I'm flying to Arizona, to Scottsdale. I got invited by, there were a few of us that were invited by the owner of RLC Labs.
Okay.
They make Nature-Throid and WP Thyroid. And I'm flying out there to meet with them. There's a group of us from across the country that'll be there who write a tremendous amount of thyroid medicine, and having to sit down and figuring out what's going on with the future of WP Thyroid and Nature-Throid. That's October the 4th, 5th weekend. I'm going out to Scottsdale. So I was thrilled to death that I got invited, and I will come back and we will probably have a whole Sunday night service or a lunch and learn on this, because I'm not quite sure what the story is. And those of you that are on WP Thyroid and Nature-Throid, you know that it has been devastating to a lot of people that it's out of stock.
Yes, and people are like really chomping at the bits, I use that term, and very distraught because they can't get the thing that works for them the best.
And the interesting thing is, I didn't know this, but RLC Labs is a privately family-owned company who makes WP and Nature-Throid. They're not big pharma. They are just a privately owned mom and pop. They make the best thyroid medicine on the market. And so I'm not quite sure what's happened. I have my own theories. Yeah. But I'll find out real soon.
That's going to be good.
So that's exciting for you guys. And also, we're doing yoni steaming upstairs at the office. And we had a huge blitz this week when Living with Landon, who's here in Nashville locally, showed up unexpectedly with her assistant to yoni steam with Carrie Hayes' office, Carrie Hayes Aesthetics. And we steamed all of her girls, but then she brought Landon. And those of you who don't follow Landon on Living with Landon, you should. She's amazing on Instagram. But she showed up, and like 1,500 followers in 24 hours we got on Instagram because of her. Because she shared all the videos of yoni steaming, and it was really great. But you guys can register online.
That would be great.
DaniWilliamson.com under book now or something like that. But yoni steaming, it's great. It's incredible.
I love it.
What's going on with you?
Oh, just gracious. Putting up new web stores and doing more videos. We were talking this week on Instagram about ideas of fear and kidneys, how kidneys store fear. And patients come in with fear, and people who have UTIs and have chronic bladder infections. Those people are more susceptible to having fear issues and anxiety issues. We're going over that, talking about water, weight gain, calorie burning.
Wow.
We're doing that, and there's a lot of patients coming in with strep and staph and Epstein-Barr, working on that. But guys, Instagram, that's what we're doing this week, and on Facebook. So we'll be covering that. And then we're also going to cover gallbladder, just a real quick thing. So our videos are really quick and short. And
he's doing some great little videos. Follow.
Do that. And so that's what we're doing. And getting the web store up, I've really been working on that. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's not easy. I'm telling you, that was hard. So also, by the way, I ran into my distributor, my supplier of CBD at Whole Foods this afternoon, and we have been working on, and they have formulated us one that does not have peppermint oil in it.
Yes.
So we're going to have a straight up plain one.
I think
that will just have a plain label on it, but they're formulating it just for our office, and I'm very excited about this. And so, of course, if you haven't used the CBD oil, I mean, I don't know anything about it helping prevent flu or colds, but let me tell you something. Yeah. I have never used one product with 100% of my patients that has helped 99.9% of all patients. I've never seen anything like CBD, full spectrum, organic, high dose CBD oil. And so we will be getting in an unflavored one as well as the salve. But although I use this topically right here, if my hands hurt, if I cheat, I just put it right on my hands and just rub it in like this. So you can put it directly straight on your head. If you have a migraine, you can put it wherever you hurt. Your heart hurts, put it right over your heart.
Yeah, we get to my mom. My mom's been doing really well with it because a lot of people do have sensitivity. I have sensitivity to peppermint, so I can't do a lot of things with peppermint oil.
Yeah, so I do fine with peppermint.
Yeah, I don't. I wish I did. I love peppermint.
All right, guys, we love you all so much. If you have any ideas for next week, pop it up there, and we'll do it next week. We'll see what. Yeah, we're open to it. I'm here next week. So thank you so much. We love you. Have a fabulous week. Remember, you have to eat well, sleep well, move well, poop well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Decrease stress, and have community. Right? Oh, I feel like Jesse Waters, that guy. All right, guys, we love you. Have a great evening. Have a great week, and let's prevent the flu this year. Let's don't even have to worry about getting it. Nope. We're just going to be healthy as oxes all year long.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Good night. Bye.